Welcome, young and old. Preferably not too old. And preferably not too young either, because I occasionally swear. But welcome to Chef Lucifer's Cooking, where this is going to be one hell of a display. And here's my house, right? Here's the carport. Love it. There's anger. I'm grabbing out my cooking pot for a bit of tea, a bit of char. Yeah, I should have grabbed the coal, I know, but I didn't. But that's okay, that's good for another time, and we don't really need it because there is plenty of wood around here, and I can cook okay. Already, I have got like half a skill in cooking, and actually during this episode, I go to basic. So there you go. Yeah, it was later too. Thank God. It was like 15 minutes looking through the inventory trying to find all the salt and peppers and stuff like that. No, I haven't. I haven't got wood, but that's very cute of you to say so. But you might have wood after this, because I've never seen really people cook that much, you know, especially not like what I'm about to do now. So again, I think it's another first as far as Scum's concerned. And this level. Anyway, I've got a little base here. I'm going to chop this tree up. I've got a couple of trees that are below the foundations here, and they're great. They're great for a bit of constant lumber as they respawn. I'll just take those two. Thank you very much. And now we're cooking with gas. We're cooking with actual timber, actual coal. So sort of cooking with coal anyway. Yeah, here we are. We're at the start. There's nothing on the grill. We've got the pot ready. And this is the pot, right? We're going to make some tea. Now, I've got lemons in the garden, so soon I'm going to be able to make lemon tea, and I'll add that lemon to the end. But at the moment, I've only got tea, and of course, I can fill the water bottle up as much as I want, right? I've got no sugar, but sugar's bad for you anyway. So I'm really waiting on my lemons, but I can still make a really good tea at the moment. And we're going to do with grilled mushrooms, because as you can see, I have a fair few mushrooms that I found in the forest. And what I do is I put the white ones in the secondary slots after the salt and pepper. But I fill the first one up with a like one of those pancake style mushrooms. I'm just going to call it. I affectionately call the white ones, or should I say my daughter called it, because what's that big white ball there? So that's a white ball mushroom, and that's what I've been calling them ever since. White ball mushrooms, because I am not going to even embarrass myself to try and pronounce it. But essentially what I do is, and this is just two loots. I've been to the forest twice, you know, grabbed 3 of those big fat mushrooms, which have got 2 out of 2, and there's about 7 or 8 of the smaller mushrooms. I like to use the smaller mushrooms as a starter. Right now I'm getting my mouse ready on the cursor cooking, and it's counting down to 0. Boom. Well cooked. Thank you very much, right? Problem is it uses 0.5 water, so I've got to go fill up, get some more water, and then I notice the well dies. So I try to look around for that water that I filled up with at the river. I might have done that off camera though. I might have cut that part off because I was more interested in the cooking, right? And not burning the bloody stuff. So here we go, just quickly get another one on here, right? So again, I grab a normal mushroom at the start, put it on the first slot. Then we got a salt and a pepper. And then I'm going to go with the big ball white mushrooms. And the reason why I keep going with them is because guess what? They're 10 out of 10, okay? So pick them up, right? And you need 5, right? And 5 normal mushrooms. And you could make 5-6 dinners, right? With just 6 mushrooms if you're smart. And as you can see, we're gonna. They also, if you fill them up the whole way, 6 mushrooms plus the salt and pepper is 6 out of 6. You get each grilled mushroom slot is 6 like meals, so you can click on it 6 individual times to get like a small mouthful or whatever, right? But the less mushrooms you put in, you'll get 4 and you'll get 2 as well, like 2 out of 2. But again, here we go, repeat process. Put all the white ones in, and the salt and pepper, right? And then just juggle them all around, right? Just set him on his way, and now we'll make a tea, right? I hope, if you're smart, if you're still me. Okay, so yeah, okay, tea. Now we're going to go another tea, and I've got, as you notice, I've got two deadish sort of flasks up the top, which I got from the military camp behind me, and they've got enough water to do it anyway, so I didn't really need the red water container in the end. But now, right, and I would actually have a double grill on this other one, but I've only found 2 grills, and I made the third one for my drinks. So the grill on the right is predominantly for food, and the grill on the left is my drinking. So, and it's great, you know, like unless you really need to cook and it's raining. Of course you can't cook here while it's raining, but I might put a roof over the top of this part, I'm not sure, but it would spoil the view, so maybe not. And then of course if it rains I can go back to the house. I've got a double grill in there anyway. Now this one's ready, bang, well cooked, and I'm going to quickly check the drink because I don't think I think that's next to finish, right? So we're just juggling the various cooking products from. Just ensure you just keep on top of the time, because you don't want it to go past. You want to sort of hit it at 0, a little bit before, a little bit after. Experiment too, because with steak, if you just hit it like 2 seconds later, it becomes very well cooked. You know, it becomes like you've actually done it better. I've actually had like real, but it could also be that, you know, greater skill level too, because at the moment I'm only basic. But everything's, you know, food-wise is being well cooked. Just looking for some more mushrooms, and I do take the water jug with the event. Okay, it's empty. I'm going to fill it up, right? And I'm going to go off camera to yeah. Well, you've got it in your backpack. So okay, you didn't even look. You end up using the 2 green canteens that you've got in your backpack. And I already know that there's none, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to race that down to my little water fountain that's in the bush behind me, in the forest. There's like a little ravine. You might see that at some point, you may not. I'm doing a lot of cutscenes now and jumping around a bit because I do understand that the content was boring at the start, but by the same token, if you really do want to play Scum and you really are really interested in this game and you're not just a watcher, I mean, if you're watching it for fun, that's great, you know, you'll still will learn a lot. But what I'm really designing this for is just to show one time how to play it right and how to play it well and not die and thrive and hopefully get like a satisfying experience that you can proudly say that I've accumulated all this. I never died once, and I've basically kicked butt in the Scum world, you know. So and that's what I want to try and show people. I just show people the right way, the quick way to get it done. Then you don't have to goof around. I mean, look at my health and stuff now. I'm like cooking, got everything, and honestly, it's about day 3. You know, who'd have thought 3 days ago I'm jumping out of a plane with absolutely nothing but some red smelly, some orange smelly prison rags on, you know. So the game, even in a very low loot situation, you can be profitable if you just handle it the way that I handled it, you know. So, and now we're just growing a bit of mushrooms because I think for a second that I've got no water until I realise that I've got like a hell of a lot of water in the canisters here, and this will be the last mushroom I make on the drink thing. I'll put it back on. But as you can see, got lots of mushrooms. We've just destroyed one of the big ball, but we've still got 4, and now we're going to start to rattle through them. And you know, it's funny, them mushrooms, even at 60%, 70%, whatever, when you put them in cooking and cook them, they go back to 100%, no matter what. It's not like 80%, 90% if the mushrooms are sort of like 70 or even 40. Because there's one there that's 40. There's the one next to that one there is 43%, and the one's 62%. But you put them back in the food and they're fine. So every time you find a mushroom, keep it, because once you collate enough of them like this, wow, you'll see the amount of food that we can generate. And then really food's not a problem. Also bear in mind that food really isn't a problem, because I've already been to the cheese factory and the sardine factory. And although I probably got 3/4 of a backpack of seafoods and tin food stuff, that's enough protein for me, mixed with this. So I'll be right now. I've got, and I'll just keep grabbing the mushrooms every time I run back to that military camp behind me, which I just go for a stroll. Sometimes you'll find the odd zombie in the forest, but you really have to sort of linger for a long time. I noticed currently, boom, another one, right, well cooked at -1%. So you can go a little bit over and it's still well cooked. So there is a little bit of tolerance there, but you really got to hit it in or around the 000 mark, right? So to assure yourself of at least +6, because you'll notice that most of the ones, if you notice in my backpack at the moment, the bottom one is 2 of 2, which was just a single mushroom with salt and pepper. But now you're noticing they're all 6 of 6, right? One was 4 of 4, which was earlier I just, made some food for sustenance, grabbed a couple of mushrooms, but I cooked them inside. I just cooked 2 lots of mushrooms earlier, and one's 4 out of 4, one's a 2 out of 2. But if you notice that once you start putting all the mushrooms in the slots, you'll get 6 out of 6, which is, you only really need to carry 2 of them, and you'll be eating fine for a long time, for a few hours in game. So food is not an issue anymore, and that's what I wanted to show you, that this food and plus water. And the way I did water is on day 1 you build your base, you build the template anyway. If you can't build the roof, that's fine, it rains, whatever, log off. But day 2 you can finish the roof, and because all the trees have respawned, right, and it's easier then. And try and place the well where there's like 3 trees, so that you just chop them all down and then use those 3 trees to build the whole well. You don't need to put it near your house, and especially not in single player. You don't need to put it near your house and whatever else, and have it so close that you've got to carry all the logs. Just put the well to where the lumber is aplenty, and then just chop 3 quick trees down, boom, 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 and you pretty much built it. You've got to cut up a couple of planks, got to do a few bolts and a toolbox or whatever, but other than that, you've built the well easy. And you're not, like most people make the mistake of wanting to build the well day 1 as well. That's why I grabbed the water, so I know I don't need to worry about water. And if anything, making these teas is even going to be a better thing for me, because my thirst will be suppressed longer with better, fresher cooked food, right? No, I do cook one more mushroom there, but I can assure you by the end of it, I had like about 6 or 7 teas as well. So I got 6 or 7 teas and about 10 meals, or most of them are 6 of 6. So you've got like 60 food items to put in your mouth by this cooking, and the whole episode's less than 28 minutes, and that's including me goofing around trying to find everything. So a half hour of game, you can pretty much solve all your immediate food problems, which will allow you to go out and loop for longer and not have to worry about the basics. And I'm all about getting everything sort of all the foundations there, so that you don't have to really struggle. Like if you're bleeding out or you've got an infection, you don't have to think about food and water too. So you can deal with them off camera or in a downtime, obviously, right? And it not become a problem. You can store it in your car, store a little bit in like one particular item's inventory. Maybe your, if you want the food up close, you put it in your animal quiver or something like that. Or you know, especially if you're not firing bows, the quiver, you know, you can sort of, I use my sporran bag for the arrows, because when I click up them, I pick them up, I don't need the access close to the top. But I like to use screwdrivers and picklock stuff for my quiver generally, because it's close, you know, so it's easier to find. You don't have to scroll down your inventory list so often just to find it. But as you can see, I fill in the canteen up with fresh water. I've now got 5 of 5. So I'm just going to go to the chest again and grab out my cooking pot. And that's the two. I found that jacket on the way back from the bunker last night. I was in the military, one of the military tents. 32% managed to get it back to 100%. So I got myself a good camo jacket and matching combat helmet now, but most of my stuff's black. And I have got a black hat too, as you know. And I have repaired it to 100% now. But I'm just not wearing much stuff, and definitely not wearing the jacket. That's why I put it in the box while I'm cooking, as I'll pass out again, because my character has a tendency to get hypothermia, because I don't look that often about it. Because, I mean, I don't get hit that often to really check my stats, so I presume everything's going fine, until it's not. But look at some of their mushrooms. Some of their mushrooms are almost black now, but they're like, there's some that are 65% and definitely seen better days. But once you cook them, they're back to 100%. So just keep it cooking, and now you'll see the mushrooms disappear very quickly, because I haven't got the big balls anymore, right? Well, I sort of, well, maybe you should have said that. But you know what I'm saying, I haven't got the white mushrooms there to, I've only got one left, but he is 6 of 6, so he'll last a bit. We'll be able to make a few more, right? But as you can see, we've got 8 meals already, and most of them are 6 of 6. So there's a couple of 2-2s, there's a couple of 2-2s there, but most of them are 6-6, and again, there's another T. Right, so yeah, you just, and then what we do is we just repeat rinse with that. We just fill this bottle with water, and then we click on a T, and we start again, start the process. We put the tea in and the water in, right? So the tea's here, bang, and bottle's now full, bang, and boom. Right, in 4 minutes we got another tea. So and now we're back to these two, right? So like I said, you're Chef Ramsay. You can be Chef Ramsay in this game as well, you know. You can be, there's so much other food, and part and parcel of, if you're interested for me to continue, I will go get the recipe books from C3 Town. And that's the reason why I go to C3 Town. It's mainly for the recipe books, okay? Otherwise I don't really. That's what I was about to tell you that day with when I was talking about Lithias, and he loves C3 Town. I really wanted to tell you the only reason I want to go in there, the only reason I have to go in there, the only reason that is, one, the Chinese Wu-Tang building is, I like some of the black silky stuff and the red silky stuff. And here we go again, bang, that one's done. And now we've got, in less than a minute, we've got another mushroom off the rank. We got this one. Wow, things are just popping out quickly here now. Right, we got this one, tea, boom, well cooked too. Now we go back to this mushroom with less than a minute to go, and we're cleaning up, right? And I think this is the last round, pretty much. I don't think there'll be much. I mean, maybe for the tea, because we've still got 9. We could still make 9 more teas, but we're fast running out of the magic mushrooms. But yeah, it's salt and pepper. Please put it on every time you can, and don't be like a fuel or whatever and just leave the pepper or leave the salt, because, you know, if you really know about this game, food is important, otherwise you die. So yeah, it's a good thing to sort of be able to make good food that you don't have to worry too much about. Do you know, there was one time when I first started, I made them all out of poison mushrooms and I died. It was so funny. But I cooked it so well, and you know what actually dawned on me after I did that silly, stupid error, is that what you could do is you could cook psilocybin mushrooms and Adama mushrooms, Adam, right? Anything that starts with an Adam is a bad mushroom. So just remember that. But if you cook them, they'll cook fine until you eat them, and then you will get like toxic poisoning that I think charcoal's the only way you can do it, and I didn't have charcoal. You had to throw up or die, and I ended up dying. It was just crazy. I couldn't get back to the trader in time to get charcoal, and I'm pretty sure that's what I had to do. But I had none, and a low loot, it's very hard to find specialty stuff if you're dying, you know. So yeah, that was a comedy of errors. But that's the way I sometimes will die, is just due to stupid stuff, not like, or drive into like, have a lag spike, and instead of like turning on the road, you drive straight into the sea, fully kitted out with like lead, and can't get your stuff, can't get out of the car, and then can't get the stuff off in time, and you're too, by that stage you're too very close to the bottom of the sea that you can't even swim up in time. So yeah, I've died in a few silly things, and that's what I'm waiting for, because I think that's got to be the real kicker in the end. Anyway, another mushroom bites the dust, well cooked, and I think this definitely is the last one, and he won't be a 6 out of 6. He's going to be 3 mushrooms. It'll be probably like a 4 out of 4 style thing. Probably 2 out of 2 if I didn't put salt and pepper in, right? Maybe. I'm not quite sure how it slightly works out, why they decide to give you 4 sometimes. They give you 4 if you haven't got any salt and pepper though. I know that. Even if you've got the full 5 or 6 mushrooms in, if you don't put salt and pepper in, you only get 4 out of 4. So the reason for like salt and pepper will give you 1 extra meal, you know, every time you put it in. So I think it's worth doing it, right? I mean, you get something for nothing with just those 2 items. And generally salt and pepper you will find, but most people freaking leave it. I mean, everyone I've seen actually, every game I've ever watched, they just leave the salt and pepper, you know? And it infuriates me. The whole thing infuriates me. I'm sorry, it just does, because Scum is man management. Scum is like survival. And it's like, if you were surviving, it's just like do you know them movies where you watch a movie and it's like, pick up the gun, just shoot him with the gun, and nothing ever happens, right? And it's sort of like, that's the way I feel when I watch half the clips of so-called professionals in Scum, is they're just missing the obvious. It's because they just don't understand the real game mechanics, you know, and just play it for a few thousand hours like I have, and you'll understand. And maybe I was the person who was meant to sort of do tutorials and stuff, but I've left it too late. I didn't want to say much. I just wanted to play the game and not say too much. But after, like, I've been away from YouTube for a while, you know, on personal pursuits. But when I come back to it, I find the content's even got worse. People are just showboating, doing stuff that's so unreal. Why would you want to do that in the game? I mean, oh wow, I've got to this stage, let's go out and kill myself now and lose my loot. Yeah, it sounds so enticing to me. But I think that's the last mushroom, and I think we're close to ending the cooking. Also, I would like to thank No Copyright Music for their music that I've been pilfering from them. I know it's no copyright, but they've got such great tracks, and I'm taking this opportunity to play a radio style assortment in the background, very low, almost like I put the radio on here, if you haven't noticed. And well cooked again, right, for the tea. But have a look at this. I mean, this is, now we're sort of getting into the nitty gritty. Check it all out. I mean, look how much food I have got. It's crazy, right? I mean, real crazy. It's 1, 2, 3, this is 10 meals of mushrooms and 5 teas here. that's enough to keep you going for a long time. So plus I've got like 20-30 cans of tuna and about 4 or 5 lumps of cheese, and I've got a couple of drops. I've got MREs. The boys happy for food in a very low loot environment. We're thriving. We can almost put everything down now, to be honest. I mean, as far as challenge for me is concerned, other than maybe grab a few more guns, which will take time, I think it's successful. And as you can see, look at this beautiful scenery. I mean, it don't get much better, really. I got a garden. There's a little veranda here, but upstairs is my balcony from the second floor, and I've got a couple of cannabis trees in there that I'm going to roll. I'm going to do a couple of joints and sit out in my balcony one night and just have a good smoke with my character, and then you'll see the colours get irradiated. They're crazy. The colours go so vivid when he smokes. But I also got some armor-piercing rounds, and got about 8 grand currently, I think. Let me have a look at the inventory, please. But I've been to the trader a few times now, obviously off camera, and as you can see, the house, as far as I'm concerned, I'll probably make a few more adjustments to it, but you know, I'm pretty happy at the moment. It's and also, you know, if you have noticed, chests stack. Okay, chests stack. Okay, that's one thing you haven't heard. You heard feather stack, and you heard the bolt stack, and you heard the nail stack, but chests also stack, right? So you don't need to build a massive base, putting in, you know, 30 chests side by side. You can just stack them all at once. You just walk straight up to them, and it becomes like a massive inventory. So just stack your chests, and you can like basically stand in one spot and see all your loot, no matter how big it grows, as a tip. But anyway, thank you. Like and subscribe. Until next time. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you learned something.